So this is the contingency request for what one?
We're gonna do two. We're doing OSU Women's Rugby Club and as well as the equipment replacement.
Okay,
Rugby will be
did you just
first.
build this into your presentation, or?
No.
Okay, this is actually.
Yeah, the contingency request will go before our budget presentation.
Yeah, and
Budget presentation back up.
They're doing contingency request first.
We're doing contingency fund request
But,
first.
wait, the budget presentation is happening now? I thought-
No.
No,
Okay.
this is contingency
I was
request.
like, what is happening?
No, yeah,
Okay.
not yet.
No worries.
Sweet.
What?
Yeah, you guys go and get started.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having us today. I'm Kesh, and I'm a co-chair.
Priscilla.
Co-chair number 2.
Yes, co-chair also.
Awesome. So yeah, we have the first contingency fund request is the OSU Women's Rugby Club, and they came to us November 6th, and we took action. And I believe that y'all couldn't meet in that space in that time, so that's why we're doing it now. And the request would reimburse the club accounts. And just one note, the national fund was allocated towards the women's rugby club, which I believe reflects in the...
Yeah, the $1,000.
Yes. So if you have any questions.
Okay. So they're able to raise about $5,500 on their own then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, listed out on the budget side of the papers we handed out to you, and what they're asking for is a reimbursement for the costs that they had to otherwise use that they weren't able to raise or take
They've
from the
already paid
national
out of
fund.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is basically
exactly.
just a reimbursement.
Yes.
Okay. For $3,155.02. Cool. Does anyone, has people had a chance to like look it over? I know we already talked about this. Cool. So, like, I don't really have any problems with this right now. Or, yeah, I don't have any problems with this. One thing though, so I don't think the SIFC's contingency fund is, I guess going forward, it would be appropriate for these kind of requests. To me, it would have to be a much higher bar that I would have to meet, would be like this sort of national travel request. I honestly, I don't think this would meet that bar that I have in mind. I think it might be, because as each sport club, they can't really predict if they're going to make it to nationals, but as rec sports as a whole, they can kind of guess on how much money is requested out of it every year and what kind of need there is. So I think that's where it should be built in. Basically either rec sport should increase their ask for national travel fund or increase how much the allocation there, or they should tell clubs that you're going to have to start funding things on your own, or they can even use their own working capital as like contingency to rec sports working capital if they want to do that. I just don't really see that the SIFC contingency fund is being as a resort for these travel requests. I was thinking maybe a way you could do it is when, just from my personal experience as president of the club, is to actually, because I know like when we submit our budgets, we're not like we can't request anything for national travel or anything like
So you
that.
don't know.
Yeah, I would maybe ask for if they think they're going to make it, and how much it would maybe cost, how much it cost them last year. So maybe rec sports would actually have an idea, like a really general idea of the costs they might be incurring next year, just from teams' guesstimation. You have to tell teams to be very honest about their chances and anything like that. So that just might be a way that you can anticipate costs from.
So you'd rather have rec sports have a set aside fund rather than us coming to you with a contingency request?
Yes, they already have a set aside fund, but probably increase that amount because I don't think it's sufficient
Right.
for what the amount of requests they get. A combination of that and maybe telling clubs that you're going to have to take more of these costs on your own. But I think the better way would be for rec sports to increase the allocation to the travel side. Yeah, so that's just kind of my 2 cents on where I see these kind of requests going forward.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone have any more discussion? Well, then I would definitely entertain a motion to approve the amount that they're requesting from SIFC's contingency.
I move to approve the $3,155.02 to be reimbursed to the Oregon State Women's Rugby Team for nationals travel.
From student incidental.
From, SIFC's contingency fund.
Yeah.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Is it the 8th? Okay, anyways. All right, is there a discussion on the motion made? Hearing none, we'll move into a roll call vote. Tyler?
4.
Nick?
4.
Madison? Tara?
4.
All right, on a unanimous 4-0 vote, the motion passes to approve the $3,155.02 to Rec Sports to reimburse the women's rugby team out of the SIFC contingency fund. Thanks. I'm guessing the equipment's up next.
It is.
Yes, thank you very
Well,
much.
I'll go quick
Okay,
though.
yeah, thanks. Silence.
All right, you can go ahead and get started.
Cool. So this is, equipment replacement for 75,000. This is a away equipment purchase, and also this is the first step in replacement for the plan. So it's been submitted. I believe you'll have similar sheet, and so this is just kind of important to know that we don't have the current resources right now to replace this in a timely fashion. So that's why this contingency fund request for this item is current. So can look it over.
I believe you guys got the 10-year plan as well? Yes, okay.
Yeah, what would be done with the old equipment?
We either auction it off or use it in buildings such as the women's building. So it is reused, and if we can get value out of it, we do.
Okay.
Maybe this was already discussed, but if equipment has a 10-year lifespan, then wouldn't you have had 10 years to realize this is coming? Like, why hasn't it been budgeted for?
So that's a good question. That goes past our school.
That's past our scope
So-
as board members, so we'll refer you to
We'll refer to
Tom.
Tom.
I can respond to that. I think for us, as we go through the budgeting process each year, we're trying to make decisions about where we best can utilize those dollars. And frankly, there was higher priorities and higher needs that we found. We have a pretty good plan around our cardio equipment, which has a quicker turnaround, a life of 5 years rather than the weight equipment about 10 years. And so this equipment that we're talking about is now just getting to that 10-year period. But frankly, you see the plan that we've presented to you now is the last piece of our entire financial sort of health of our organization. And let me step back just a little bit to give you a little context. When Dixon Phase 3 was done, there were some unforeseen expenses because of the renovation. And we had to take dollars that we had saved or put into our reserves for equipment and for even building, and use some of those dollars to finish the building. And that we were in the middle of the building, we had to finish the building, and we went to our board. We talked about what the consequences might be, but we were really in a position to have to finish the building. Even though we had to step back from some of the work that we wanted on the project, we felt that this was the best way of using those dollars. So we were depleted and now catching up. And so what we've done in the last number of years is gotten to our fully funded working capital and our building reserves and our equipment depreciation. All of those now are fully funded. And so it has taken us some time to take those resources and build those. This is the last piece of it. And really, it's been a choice of priorities of how we use the dollars. For example, the working capital, we were deficient and we're borrowing money starting July 1. And so we felt that was the highest priority of building the working capital to the target that we need.
So
Okay, so if I get this right, so should this contingency fund be granted, you would still need $25,000 additional dollars to cover the expense? Is that, am I reading that correctly?
No.
the $75 is gonna be used by this year end.
Correct.
Yes, it is, yeah, it is
To-
for
to
this year
purchase new
to
equipment.
initiate this 10-year equipment maintenance replacement plan. Because right now we don't have the equipment to facilitate that. This would be like the initial stepping stone into going into this plan.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more questions? What's that? All right.
It should have been budgeted for, but at this point it's kind of necessary, so. It should have been for
Okay. No, does anyone have any more questions? All right, then I'd entertain a motion. Well, if no one wants to do it, then.
Would it be possible to do it after, if we do the expense budget? Can we do it
We could-
until afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, you could motion for that.
Table.
Yeah, you can motion to table it.
Motion to table I move to table the issue until after the rec sports budget presentation. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, it's.
Second.
All right, is there discussion on the motion to table this contingency request to after the rec sports budget?
That's what I just said.
And that was the discussion.
Oh.
Okay, hearing none, we'll just move into a voice vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, so it's been tabled to end discussion. So you guys, hold on a second. Let me write this down. Okay.